Welcome to PPR Podcast number 183. My name is Paul Rudy. To my right is the star of the podcast, star of the PPR, star of everything here in San Diego. His name is Grossman, Bert Grossman. Bert,
yes.
When we have the conversation of who is the best wide receiver in the county, two names come up. Three names come up always. I mean, there's a bunch of good wide receivers, but there are three names that pop up in every conversation. One of them is San Marcos's JSerra.
Yes, one's Ty Olsen and one's Drayden Gardner.
You should have gone Drayden Gardner first, and then now in the podcast right now is
You're always giving me advice. Ty Olsen from Lincoln High School.
Ty, you do not look like you're in Lincoln High School right now, unless they have a class on making your bed.
That's the home ec. They brought home ec back.
Why no school on a Monday?
Because it was too hot today and the AC went out, so everyone got sent home.
This generation is so soft, Paul.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Seriously.
It'd be sweltering. You'd be miserable. I mean, it's probably warm even with the air conditioning, is it not?
Yeah.
Ty, we talk a lot about Lincoln, and so you're off today. Give me a typical day when you're at school because you have no field, you have no practice field. How do you guys transition from school to wherever you bus to practice and then back? How's that work in a day?
So right after school, we usually watch film in the coach's office because the buses don't get there till like 4:30. So then we arrive at like Logan Memorial at like 4:45, and then the buses have to take us home by 7:15. So that's basically it.
So practice time is limited. You spend as much time riding around on a bus. People don't really get the obstacles. If you got this might be a magical season because you're enduring a lot to play football at Lincoln High School, are you not?
Yeah.
And is Logan Memorial? I'm not from. Do they have lights?
Yeah, they do.
Oh, so it won't be a problem when that goes.
So you practice into the nighttime then?
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
And then the game. I mean, it's a unique situation. I mean, I never had to do it, but so game day, because it's always cool on game day at Lincoln, and you don't get to experience that this year, but you get done school and all that, and then all of a sudden you got to get on a bus in traffic and go in Friday rush hour, go down to Southwestern College, and then there's no atmosphere for you guys really. It's like you're all away games.
Yeah.
So how hard is that?
I'd say the first couple of weeks it took a lot to get used to it, but now I'd say like everyone's used to it now, so it's going pretty well.
But I mean, you make a good point that if say they win the Open Division title, which they're one of the favorites to do so, to play basically
all away games,
it makes the accomplishment even more. So what did the coaching staff say to you about how to deal with this? I mean, is everyone whining about it day in and day out, or do they no whining allowed?
I'd say just no one's complaining about it because we all want to do good, and we all know that. Like, that's what we have to do to, like, win state and win the Open this year. So everyone's, like, bought in, and they don't complain about it.
I think everybody's tired of complaining about it because it's been 6 years that it's been that bad.
Yeah.
It progressively got worse, but it's been bad for so long, and people have been blowing the horn so long, and nobody's done anything.
Well, Ty, you never really played on the field, right? I mean, you never experienced what a dangerous field that was because you were at Del Norte. Talk about the decision to leave Del Norte and come to Lincoln High School.
I would just say it was like a family decision, and I just knew going to Lincoln would get me like the most ready for college. So that's it.
And looking at it, I thought it made sense, even though, I mean, you've had these crazy numbers like in your first 3 seasons, including freshman, you had like 32 or 3,300 yards receiving, which is insane. And then in that game, week 1, you had about 986 yards receiving. But I mean, if you look at your thing, you already have 10 D1 offers, but it's kind of like to go to that next level, you need that exposure to get the Big Ten offers or the SEC offers, which you're capable of getting, but you also have to go to a higher level.
Yeah.
So talk about that. I mean, as a fan, I mean, you have to move, you have to pick up and move. But I guess one of the perks in all this is you get to catch passes from Akili Smith Jr., right?
Yeah, that is a good perk about it.
Well, expand on that. I mean, the guy's got some range, allows you to, to breathe a little bit, get downfield. You know the ball's going to get to you, right?
Yeah, so we've been working all summer like to build our connection. So I'd say we're doing pretty good now because like it was like 3 months, but we just threw like almost every day. So it's been good catching passes for him.
What makes him so special in your mind?
I just I can trust that the ball's gonna be in the right spot every time, and he can throw it really far.
So you have a bit of challenge this weekend, I'd say. JSerra.
Yeah.
When you guys watch them on film, what stands out to you different? I mean, size, speed, everything. What is it?
I'd say one thing that stands out is their linebacker, the 5-star that used to play at Cathedral.
Madam Fiera, is it? What is
Yeah,
it?
Madden.
Madam Fiera.
Why? Well, why does he stand out?
He's just huge and he's fast.
So you won't have to. I mean, well, you run a lot of slants in there, so you might have to run into him, correct?
Yeah.
What's your plan for that?
Either gonna try and make him miss or run away.
So make a miss or run away. So it's none of this. You're not going to go mano a mano, just straight head to head with him.
I hope not.
I hope it.
Well, so look, I mean, you guys have a star-studded roster. They have a star-studded roster and a star-studded backup roster. I mean, is this the best team you're going to face all year, do you think?
Yeah, I think so far it's the best team that we're gonna face. I think they're number 3 in California right now.
So far, what do you got like the Rams?
Well, they still have they have to face Cathedral. Cathedral, I mean.
Cathedral's not as good as JSerra. Come on.
Well, we don't.
JSerra could probably win the Mountain West Conference. playing against them right now. You don't believe me?
I don't know. I mean, when Cathedral gets everybody, gets all the kids that transferred out.
No. What do you think about that, Ty? Who do you think when Cathedral gets all their players and they play JSerra, what do you think the score would be?
I think 35 to maybe 7.
So that good.
And
Wow.
so if they played San Diego State, it would still probably be 35 to 7, correct? But San Diego State might not get 7.
Talk about the being part of the Hive. You're only 1 year into it, but there's a lot of rich history. A lot of great players have come through that school. Players that have played in the NFL, players that have Heisman trophies. What's it like walking around the halls as a member of that football team?
It's fun. The team's really welcomed me in, so I feel really comfortable with the team, and I feel like part of the team. So it's been cool. And since JoJo's and the Rods, everyone that used to look up to him, they all learned from them. So now we're all trying to teach the younger kids how to be like them.
Is it kind of like a celebrities on campus at Lincoln if you're a football player, or are you just like every other athlete?
Not much a celebrity. I think maybe a little more than the other athletes, but we're not celebrities.
I guess I want to talk about our review. I mean, not so much. I know you had 12 receptions, 4 touchdowns, 300 yards, just crazy stats. But what was the difference between the first half and the second half? Why was it so bad? Why were you so completely bad in the first half and then completely dominated in the second half?
I'd say the first half we didn't warm up that good, and we just came out flat.
Hold it. It was 140 degrees. How could you not warm up good? I mean, you would have been warm getting off the bus.
No, we were warmed up our mentality wasn't right going into the game.
And then walk me a little through some
I
of the
wanna know
verbiage in the locker room at halftime from the coaches.
This the halftime coach John was this is not Hornet football, and was reminding us of how we normally play and how we should play, and I think that message just went across to everybody.
Playing in that heat, at what point did you say, hey, I want this game to be over as quickly as possible?
I'd say the heat wasn't that bad compared to the heat we just played in Las Vegas. It was 105 during the whole game.
105?
So Vegas was warmer than this last trip?
Yeah, Vegas was way warmer.
And what does that do to you guys? I mean, because if it's 105 out, and the turf gets to about 130, 135. I mean, obviously it didn't take an effect on you, but you see it in the bigger guys? They look like they're, because I remember when that used to happen to me, there was always a problem, and then the receivers always look fine, and then, do you see that in the bigger guys in the heat as opposed to a regular game?
I'd say not much, because the coaches, they got us prepared. We did a lot of conditioning before the game, so I'd say maybe a little bit, just because they're bigger, but not much.
Hey, talk about your game. What makes you good as a wide receiver?
I'd say what makes me good is that like I have the speed and I'm good getting off the line, and I'd say I'm pretty good with my routes. So I'd say I'm pretty like overall well-rounded.
Who's better, you or Jace Nix?
Me.
You or Dre Gardner?
I mean, I'd say me. They're both great players, but
I would
I'd
say
say
me
me.
too. Yeah, you got to say yourself.
You know, if you didn't have the confidence,
I was going to yell at you if you didn't say yourself, even if it's true or not true. So tell me, I guess you come from Del Norte. You had this great season last year. You go to Lincoln, and Lincoln, everything with Lincoln's like Cathedral. If they don't, and now granted, if you don't win the Open Division, it's a failure of a season for you. Is that hard to like change that mentality? Because as great as Del Norte was, they're not the we win Open or it's the end of our season. It was a complete failure. Other than 3 or 4 teams in the county, that's a great season. Is that a hard, like the mentality change to go from one school that doesn't have that mentality to go this school that has that mentality, and then all of a sudden if I don't get the big prize, it's a failure?
I'd say no, it wasn't that hard because I've kind of always had that mentality in my life. Like I want to, like whatever team I'm on, we like always want to be the best. I want to be the best, so I'd say it wasn't that hard.
How hard was it to talk to your coach and tell him you're leaving school? How does that conversation go, and how awkward was that?
Yeah, that was a hard conversation with Coach Barnett. It was kind of sad, but we got through it.
You sound like a breakup. I know, because you have to walk in there and then you got to tell a dude who's wearing a Super Bowl ring, I'm going to leave. I know it's bad. We just won, CIF. Yeah, that had to, because I would have done that through text. I'm just telling you because I'm a coward that way. But if I was your age and I was in high school, I would have texted my coach and then avoided him for the rest of my life.
What did
probably.
he say?
Yeah, did you tell him in person?
Yeah, I told him in person.
Oh, you're a better man than
you
me.
got to do it in person.
I would have done it in person.
But I'm just, how does that conversation go?
So I just told him that like I was leaving, and he was understanding, and he just wished me the best, and I wished him and like my old team the best, and yeah.
He didn't try to talk you out of it or anything?
Like a little bit, but he knew like I already made the decision, kind of.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So what does the future, your football future, hold for you? Where do you see yourself playing next year?
Hopefully, I want to be playing at a bigger school, like a Big Ten school or like a SEC school. That's always been my dream.
So I know you have 10 offers now, like Washington State, Oregon State, I think Cal, a couple. But I know what you mean, the bigger school. So, are you telling me like the 10 offers you have right now, you don't see yourself wanting to go to any of those?
I'd love to go to any of them, but I've always been hoping for bigger schools. So,
what's the dream school?
Oregon or like Utah.
Oregon. Well, you got a quarterback that's going to Oregon, and they're going to be watching you.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if that happened at all.
Make it a package deal. Tell Akili that. Tell him he could say, "Hey, I'm getting cold feet on my decision unless you bring along this guy."
Feel good with you. Ty, I got a question for you too. You run track. Say you get the call from Oregon, the offer from Oregon, you commit to Oregon. Would you still run track this year?
I think I'd probably like the early enroll and like get a head start with the team, so probably not.
Is that early enroll? Do you ever run against Arrington or no?
Did I ever what?
Run against Braden Arrington from Mount Miguel.
I ran against him in the 4x1 finals. We were both the second leg.
How was it?
It was good. He's fast.
He is fast. I had him for game of the week, and it's almost like he's like jogging and he's just passing everybody. It's like effortless.
Yeah, he's a gazelle. All right, so we're going to wrap this up. Tell me about the inspirations in your life. Who do you look up to? Who's most responsible for you being in this podcast right now, as far as helping you get along to get to the point where you've gotten in life?
I'd say both my parents, my mom and my dad. My mom's always taught me how to be a great person and like how to treat people. And then my dad, he's also done the same, but he's he's really helped me with my like football career. He's been working me out since like middle school and almost every day during the summer. So I just want to say thanks to both my parents because they've helped me a lot.
Young man, as far as like when it gets time to make, what are you looking for in a school? You said you want to go to a bigger school, but does academics factor into this, or is it strictly a football decision?
I'd say academics factor in a little bit, just like if they have the major I'd be wanting to do, but most of it is just football.
What is the major you want to do?
I think as of right now, I want to do like something like I want to be like a sports agent, so something with like finance or business finance.
Boy,
What was your major?
my major, in high school you didn't have one, but my major in college was communications because it was the easiest way through school because there was no math and science.
Yeah.
And then it turned out I was supposed to do it anyways because.
All arts. Yeah, all that data is irrelevant now. I did VCR repair. I was pretty good at it too, but then it's
Probably your beta machines. You're working on
Yeah.
beta, and they were obsolete. All right, well, young man, we're gonna let you go. We
We'll
appreciate
see you Friday though. We're gonna see
We're
you
gonna
Friday.
see. We'll come up and say hi Friday at the game of the week. We're gonna see you at Southwestern College. I need pictures of you and your parents. Bert's gonna give you my email address. Send me some of your pictures, okay, of your family, and. We got video from Vegas and we got video from up in LA just recently, so I think we're good. We're good. So we're going to call it a podcast. PPR Podcast number 183 is over. Ty, turn off the machines.